Hey guys, it's Melissa, week two, three, two. Um, two. I can't count. Um, just doing my video on pagan parenting. This is a pretty easy topic for me. I'm a single mom raising my son under paganism. I was somewhat raised under the pagan umbrella. One of my grandmothers was completely Christian. When I would go and stay at her house, she would have me be the altar girl at church, where I would go and light the candles. The other one would have me out in the yard with stick divining for water. My other grandmother was Cherokee. My paternal grandmother, her grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee, and her grandmother taught her the way of her people, but how to hide it with Christianity, which sounds strange, but so my grandmother was taught by her grandmother, was showing me things. By the time I was Gabe's age, I could use a pendulum, could find water. I wouldn't have to use, I think, what does it use, you or something? Pretty much, as long as it was a Y-shaped stick, I could use it to find water. So I mean, I kind of was going with what both my grandparents taught, which really kind of opened it up to me to where it was possible to believe in something other than what the Christian church taught. A lot of what they would teach in church never made sense to me. So when it would come time for Sunday school, I would ask questions and they wouldn't get answered. You know, it would be something very simple and something very basic. And I asked a lot of questions, and nobody could answer them. And it just got to the point. It got to the point where it was very, very frustrating for me. And the only reason why I even went to church anymore was to spend time with my grandmother, and just so I could play with fire. So if I lit the altar candles, I wouldn't have to hear but half of a sermon, because they would pull me, church started at 10, we would get out at noon, they would pull me 30 minutes, I would have to sit in the back for 30 minutes and wait, and then go and light the candles, like 30 minutes, and then they'd have me go out, and then I'd go back in, and I'd go back into the back, and then, put the, little candle lighter snuffer thing up, and then take my robe off and go sit down. So the whole thing took about 30 minutes in the start, and then at the end, I would have to sneak out, get robed, and then wait for my cue, and then walk to go snuff out. the candles, which it was the ritualistic nature in it that I loved, but not so much the Christianity behind it. Then when I was about 14, I found Buckland's Big Blue, and it all made sense to me then. It's like, wow, this makes so much sense. And just had this huge religious epiphany. Well, it also has inspired me to raise my son pagan, but in the meantime, teach him comparative religions as well. So he's not completely left out in the dark, but if he goes over to a friend's house whose parents happen to be very Christian, he will not talk about God. He will not talk about Jesus. He will know about God and Jesus and who they are and what these people believe, but that may not necessarily be his viewpoint. And I'm blessed with a kid who has a very analytical and understanding mind. So when oh, my hair's getting in my eyeballs. I'm sorry, I keep looking away, but it's because this contact popped out and it's kind of hard to focus. He knows of other religions. He knows what those beliefs are in the other religions, and he is very analytical enough at 8 years old to understand the concept that not everybody believes in the same thing. And he can sit down and have these crazy adult conversations when it comes to theological beliefs. And sometimes you have to take a step back and realize he's just 8, but I raise him under paganism. But I also teach him other religions. I don't want him to feel like he's forced to believe this is what you only believe, and that's it. No, not at all. And hang on. I just, it would bother me too much to raise him the way that the Christian church tried to raise me. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening. My computer's freezing up on me. No. So I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening, and blessed be